been 2 days since the game, and I just need to rant and rave. So this is probably going to be unedited, and it's probably going to be a bunch of messy garbage. So if you watch it, thank you. But this loss is so heartbreaking. It's so freaking heartbreaking, man. I hate it. And Ravens fans, NFL fans, don't blame the refs. The refs were not the reason the Ravens lost. They were not the reason at all. The Ravens lost, and they lost to the Chiefs fair and square. They lost because of their own mistakes, so no blaming the refs. None of that crap. None of it. And before we get to the game, I just want to say this. Kelsey and Mahomes with the Justin Tucker situation. Kickers, all the time, will kick on the opposing side of the field. They will do that. Like, most kickers do that. Tucker's been doing it for 10 years. And, like, at first when I saw, like, the shit going down, I'm like, oh, they're just playing around, you know? But Kelsey, like, throws his helmet away, and he had a, like, serious look in his face, like, no, these guys are serious. And then they threw it away again, and it's like, you know, these two stars in the NFL acting so tough to our kicker. Like, they act so tough towards them, but then if they get touched in the game, they'll cry like little babies. They'll whine, you know, they'll cry. If Mahomes gets touched a little bit, cry to the refs. But yeah, you know, act tough to our kicker. Yeah, that's great. Awesome, yeah. Sorry, that was a rant. Now, the Ravens' defense, first half, first two drives, not good. Not good. Let the Chiefs drive up all the field. But from the last 5 minutes to the end of the game, defense played great. They played freaking great. Kyle Hamilton played great all game. He allowed that touchdown, but dude, he was covering Kelsey perfectly. Like, that was a perfect throw, perfect catch. What can you do? The Ravens, I wanted them to come in this game and play with aggressiveness, aggression. Like, show the Chiefs, show Mahomes you are going to hit him. Like, I don't condone dirty hits. I don't condone dirty hits to the head, to the legs. I don't condone that. But I'm thinking, like, you know what? If he slides, hit him a little bit. Give him a little hit. If he throws a ball after a second or two, hit him. And they did that. And I was like, good. Not saying I want to hurt Mahomes. I don't want him to hurt anybody. I don't want anyone to get hurt, obviously. But it's football. It is football at the end of the day. And it's tackling and hitting people. So, like, hit him, tackle him. And they did. And you know what? I think it was Matabuke. He, like, straight up just punched Mahomes in the face. And that was uncalled for, I'll admit. And I looked at that play, and I looked at it, and I was pissed. But I'm like, it's fair. He, like, straight up, like, whipped his neck back. And it's like, it's fair play. But, like, some of these hits where it's, like, Clowney pushing him, and, like, Kyle Hamilton tackled him, like, a second or two after the play, and he's complaining. It's like, good. Hit him. Hit him a second or two. I don't give a shit if the rules are like that. That is football. That is how football's been for 30 years. And then it's just been those last 2 years where it's been like, oh, you touched him a millisecond after the ball. It's a thing. It's like, no. A second after the ball's thrown is a fair hit. I don't care. It could be my quarterback. It could be any quarterback. In 2 seconds even. Maybe 2 seconds after the throw. Maybe you can justify it being fine. But a second after the throw, fair game. I don't give a shit. Fair game. You can hit the quarterback. 1 second. Even if it's Mahomes. And I'll say this. If you think there's no bias towards Mahomes with the roughing passer, you're delusional. You're delusional. I don't care if you're a Chiefs fan. There's a clear bias to him. They will not let him get touched. They will not let him get touched. Sorry. Ranting again. And I also want to say this. Mahomes got all the credit for this win. And listen, you know what? He played fine. He played good. He played a very conservative game. If you told me Alex Smith played this game, I wouldn't know the difference. Because Alex Smith basically played this game. It was just dip and dunks, touchdown, run, dip and dunk, touchdown. Mahomes made one play where I'm thinking like, oh, no other quarterback can make this play. And that was it. That was one play. When he made that 3rd and 5 in our zone. And that was it. Like, he didn't do anything in the second half. They got stopped. And it's like, yep, he didn't turn the ball. He played conservative, and that's what you want to do. Play conservative, not turn the ball. I give him credit. But the credit mainly should be to Andy Reid's play calling and Steve Spagnuolo and the defense. Those were the reasons they won. Those were the reasons they won this game. Mahomes was good. He was fine. But he wasn't like, it wasn't like when he was facing the Houston Texans, they're down 24-0. It wasn't that. He was fine. But I hate how he gets all this credit. You know what? But you know what? I'll stop being salty. He's the best quarterback in the league. They're Chiefs fans. He's better than Lamar. He's better than Lamar. He's the best QB in the league. So he's always been the best QB in the league. So there, I said it. But like, again, I said at the beginning of this video with the referees, it's not. It was the Ravens. Like Lamar Jackson, like, was that pass interference when he threw in the triple coverage? In my honest opinion, no, it wasn't. Because you know why? That ball was not catchable. Isaiah Likely was not catching. He wasn't even near the ball. And why would they throw it? He threw it in the triple coverage. Who cares if it was pass interference or not? He threw the triple coverage, and he took that risk. And it was a terrible decision. Like, he wasn't, like, under pressure that much. He had, like, a second or two to do something else. He could just threw the ball away. But he decided to force it, throw a pick. He also should have thrown another pick to Nick Bolton that was dropped. And Lamar he just didn't play very good. Like, the first quarter, he played pretty well. He actually played a pretty damn good first quarter of this game. But from the second quarter to the end of the game, he just did not play very good. And it kills me to say that, but he just didn't. And you know what? People blame Zay Flowers for this loss. Zay Flowers was killing Snead this game. He was doing a great job against Snead. And Snead's a great cornerback. A great cornerback. Snead is like a top 5 cornerback in this league. And Flowers was doing great on him. And people want to blame Flowers for the reason we lost. Flowers was the reason we were down there. He was the reason we got to the 1. Yes. Was it his fault we got a touchback? Yes, it was. But he was the reason we're down there. So stop pointing fingers at Flowers and start pointing fingers at guys like Odell Beckham and Rashad Bateman and Isaiah Likely, guys who did nothing all game. It irks me so much, man. And, the front game. Oh my god, Todd Monken. What the hell, man? We were so great. Like, it's just the number 1 team running the ball. The number 1 team. No team better. 6 runs with running backs. And it's not like it wasn't working. We averaged 6.7 yards a carry, I think. It was something like that. We averaged... If you average over 5 yards per carry, you don't stop running. You don't. You keep pounding the rock. Unbelievable, man. Gus Edwards was hurt, and he was running it good. He was running over 5 yards a carry. And he's hurt. And they stopped doing that. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable, man. I mean, I feel like I'm a little less heated, but I just need to get this out of my system. My gosh. But even though Lamar was a reason, he wasn't the main reason, but he was a little bit of the reason why we lost. I felt so bad for him. I felt so bad for him. Seeing like him in the sidelines at the last minute of the game. It's like, I just really wanted to see Lamar win a ring. Because this guy gets shit-talked every season. And I just really wanted to see him get a ring. And it's just one of those guys. Even if I wasn't a Ravens fan, I would just... It's like Lamar's that QB where it's like, I'd love to see this guy lead a team to the Super Bowl and win. And it just didn't happen, man. And it sucks, but you know, it is what it is. And you know what? People blame Taylor Swift. Listen, Taylor Swift's situation is annoying. It's not Taylor Swift's fault. I hate to say this, but if you want to be mad at someone, be mad at the NFL. 99% of that shit is the NFL being annoying. And yeah, like, listen, Taylor Swift, if you don't like her music, that's fine. I don't like her music. But I'm not blaming her. It's not her fault. She's just dating a guy. So, like, I don't know, just blame the NFL, man. And the thing that I hate about the Taylor Swift situation is that it takes away from, like, player spotlight in the NFL. It literally takes away from players doing highlights, and it takes away from fan bases, too. Because it shines a light on, the Chiefs fan base, and it's like all these Taylor Swift fans coming in. It's like, oh, look at them. And it's like, yeah, don't look at the fans who've wanted the Bills to win for 50 years, or the Lions to win. No, let's pay attention to these fans who've literally watched football for 2 months and know 2 players in the Chiefs. That being Kelce and Mahomes. Yeah, let's pay attention to them. And speaking of Travis Kelce, listen, I'm not saying Travis Kelce's a bad guy. He's probably a very good person. But I think he's a dick. I'm convinced that guy is a dickhead. And I'm saying like, oh, a dickhead. You could be a good person and an asshole. You can be a very good person and a dickhead. And I think he is. I sure think he is. I genuinely think that. Not Jason Kelce, though. Jason Kelce's cool. Oh, man. Nothing's new in this league, man. Nothing is new. It's the same thing. I've realized the last 4 years have been the exact same thing in the AFC. It's literally been the Ravens. They just beat themselves, and they do it every playoff run. Every playoff run. This year, Lamar's pick, Zay Flowers fumble, not running the ball. Last year, Lamar didn't even play, and we could have beat the Bengals, who were inches away from a Super Bowl last year, and we could have beat them. He had a 99-yard fumble touchdown, and the year before that, it was Lamar's pick 6 against the Bills, and the missed field goals by Tucker, and then the Tennessee game where our defense collapsed, our offensive play calling was awful, and then the last 4 years have been the same. You know, the only year was the Chargers year, and I was not even mad when we lost. It was Lamar's rookie year. We lost to the Chargers, and the Chargers were a better team. And I was like, you know what? We lost. We almost came back, but we lost. It's like, who cares, you know? But these last 4 years, it's been the Ravens beating themselves, and I'm fine losing in the playoffs. It sucks, but I just want to see it. I want to see a game where I feel like we've been outplayed, and I feel like every single game in the playoffs has just been the Ravens shooting themselves in the foot. I still believe we are a better team than the Chiefs. I firmly believe we're a better team than the Chiefs. I don't feel like the Chiefs beat us. I literally feel like we beat ourselves, and that's why it makes me so angry, and that's why it's so frustrating. Fuck, man. But as I said, nothing's new. The NFL is the same every year. It's been the Ravens beating themselves in the playoffs. The Cowboys will have a choke, a funny choke. The Bills will have a heartbreaking close loss. And then the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. And it is the exact same thing. And you could say the Bengals did that one year. But, like, the Bengals had the most lucky run of the damn century with that. Lucky-ass run. The Chiefs would have won that game 99 times out of 100. But that one time was the Bengals. And now the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. And I'll tell you right now, they're not losing. Like I don't give a shit. They're not losing. You think they're going to lose with Taylor Swift in the building? And she's going to be there. You know damn well she's going to be there. Like, I heard a stat they made like $300 extra million because of Taylor Swift's revenue because of fans watching. Yeah, they're not losing, you guys. Sorry, Niners fans. I would like you guys to win, but it's not happening. The Chiefs are winning. And I'm not saying the NFL's rigged. I'm just saying they're not losing. Because they're just, at this point, they're not going to be allowed to lose. And the shit that makes me more mad is the Chiefs had the worst roster of Mahomes' era, the worst season of Mahomes, and they're in the Super Bowl. And I watch this team, and I'm watching them like, this team doesn't even look that good on offense. Like, it's not like the Mahomes Hill when he was bombing it down the field for a few years. It is like dink and dunk. Like, it's just like a very, very, like, tiny, like punches, like jab, 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 jab. Instead of going for those overhand rights and hooks for the knockout, they're like Floyd Mayweather, where they'll just punch you a few times, then back away, and then punch you, and it's the most boring thing in the world, and drives me crazy. But yeah, the Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl again, and they're gonna win their fourth one in history. Mahomes is gonna get his third, and he'll be on pace for the GOAT category. And I don't really give a shit about the GOAT category. If Mahomes is the GOAT, cool. I don't really care about that. It just, as a football fan, I don't need my team to win every year. The Ravens lose, that's fine. But as a fan of football, I just want to see something different. I'm going to be honest, who genuinely cares? Unless you're a Chiefs fan or a Niners fan, who gives a shit about the Super Bowl? Who actually cares? Like, at least make it interesting with the Lions, man. No, the Lions choked too. The Lions choked a 17-point lead. It's like, who cares? It's not fun. Like, I generally wonder why we watch the sport if, like, the same shit happens and we get boring, uninterested Super Bowls. Like, who cares about the Eagles-Chiefs? Who actually gave a shit about that game? Unless you're a Chiefs-Eagles fan, who gave a shit? Who gave a shit about that game? Who gives a shit about this game, too? Man. At least the Patriots would have, like, those fun, wacky Super Bowls against the Giants and Eagles, where it's, like, those underdog quarterbacks. But no, it's just going to be, like, a juggernaut NFC team losing to the Chiefs again. It's the same thing. Yeah. But, you know what? At the end of the day, it's just football. And I take it way too seriously. And, you know, I got to realize that it doesn't affect your life that much. It's just for enjoyment. And then I watch this, and I'm like, I'm always angry watching this. I'm like, why am I watching this if I'm always angry? But yeah. You know what? I'm going to end the video now. Chiefs fans, feel free to gloat in the comments. Feel free. Like, you guys won. You earned it. Absolutely earned it. You can talk all the crap you want, because you guys won fair and square. As much as I hate it, you guys won fair and square. And now we get a uninteresting Super Bowl that I won't be watching. So, good day, everyone.